Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And give me 1 second while you guys get into the chat. I'm going to have a quick conversation with you guys about the business aspect of something that a lot of you were following this week. A lot of you were following, this interesting multi-million-dollar game being played by Antonio Brown, who formerly played for the Oakland Raiders, but now he plays for the New England Patriots. And he switched teams a couple of times in just a matter of days after a lot of shenanigans, a lot of chaos, a lot of ridiculousness. And I've been watching this brother closely, and I've been trying to figure out what he's been doing, how his moves work. And I've had a lot of theories on it, particularly as it related to, when I was mentioning earlier on drboycetv.com that this brother, I said it's clear he doesn't have a father, because I think a father would shut that shit down fast in terms of telling you you're embarrassing yourself, you need to chill, etc. But after a while, after seeing how it all played out, I still hold to what I said. I mean, I did the research on Antonio, and I know who his father is, but I've never seen his father in public. I've never seen his dad anywhere around. His father's name is Eddie Brown. He was a great athlete like Antonio. All that stuff tends to be genetic. It's not a coincidence. His father was the greatest wide receiver in the history of arena football. He was literally named the greatest. I think the greatest player in the history of arena football. So the genes run deep. But here's what I want to break down for you guys real quick. I'm going to do this on the Black Financial Channel, and we're going to have a deeper discussion on drboycetv.com at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to go to drboycetv.com, that's the home for intelligent Black people, you can join the discussion there. What's up, Andre? How you doing, man? And so here's the deal. I believe that Antonio Brown was playing a game. I believe Antonio Brown wanted to be traded, or not traded, released. He wanted to be released so that he could trade himself. I think Antonio Brown was screaming. People were asking, well, he's crying out for help. He's crying out for help. Yeah, he was crying, I want to get the fuck out of here. I don't want to die a Raider. I don't want to die an Oakland Raider. Oh my God, who wants to die an Oakland Raider? And so, this came to me literally, while I was sleeping. And here's why Antonio did not want to die an Oakland Raider. The Oakland Raiders are very good at one thing. They're extremely good at sucking. They're extremely good at sucking, like really, really bad for really long periods of time. It's not a franchise that you want to be associated with if you are a winner or if you are a diva. And Antonio Brown is both. Antonio Brown is a winner and he is a diva. In fact, if you look at the Raiders records, and I'm gonna go through this in more detail on drboycetv.com. Some of y'all called into the hotline number and left a message, so I'll read a couple comments, but we'll just break it down. But there's a financial angle to this as well. This is sad because the Raiders lost a lot of money off this. You may say, oh, well, they voided the contract, they didn't have to pay them $30 million. Yeah, but the Raiders didn't want to hold on to that $30 million. They wanted to give that money away. They wanted to give that money away to get a quality wide receiver so that they could, so that they would be able to win games again, make the Raiders great again. That was their goal. That was their motto. And some of y'all mentioned that the Raiders do have Super Bowl rings, but shit, I mean, I was a damn little kid when the Raiders were winning Super Bowls. I mean, well, how far you got to go back? You got to go back to what was the guy's name? Kenny Stabler days? Is that how far you got to go back? Well, hey, most of y'all don't even know who Kenny Stabler is. I'm sure they've had good teams since then. I'm not saying that the Raiders haven't won. Let me just read the Raiders records for the last several years. Last year they were 6-8. Year before that, 2-12. The year before that, 1-13. So scratch that. Oops, I'm reading the wrong way. I'm sorry. I'm reading backwards. My apologies. My mistake. But the other, when I flip it, it's still just as bad. Just so you know. Last year they were 4-12. The year before that they were 6-10. The year before that they had a good season. They were 12-4. They made it to the playoffs. But before that, 7-9, 3-13, 4-12, 4-12, 8-8, 8-8, 5-11, 5-11, 4-12, 2-14. 4-12, 5-11, 4-12. You got to go all the way back to 2002 to find a season that the Raiders had other than 2016. They've only had one season since 2002 where they were a legit contender. So literally, you're talking about 1 out of 16 chance. What's that? I don't even know what I can't even do. I'm a mathematician, but I got to actually pull out my calculator on that. What's 1 out of 16? By what, 5%? Is that 5% chance? No, about 8% chance that the Raiders are going to actually have a good season this year, and they probably still won't win a Super Bowl. Now let's compare that to the New England Patriots. Let me see here. Let me look at the Patriots seasons. I don't know. What are we going to find? Let's see. Let's look this up. All right, let's see here. I'm pulling this up now. Google is your friend. So let's see here. What do we have here? 2018, 11-5, won the Super Bowl. 2017, 13-3, lost the Super Bowl. 2016, 14-2, won the Super Bowl. 2015, 12-4, lost conference championship. 2014, 12-4, won the Super Bowl. 2013, 12-4, lost conference championship. 2012, 12-4, lost conference championship. 2011, 13-3, lost Super Bowl. 2010, 14-2, lost divisional playoffs. This team makes the playoffs damn near every year. They go to the Super Bowl so much that you really think that they were just born there, like that they somehow have a magic formula. Some people accuse them of cheating. Maybe they do. I don't know. If they whatever cheating they're doing, all the teams need to be doing it. If they taking the air out of the balls, then y'all need to. They certainly taking the air out of your balls, because they literally are castrating teams on their way to the Super Bowl. The Patriots are winners, man. That's all AB wanted. I think AB is a diva. A diva does not want to show his best stuff when nobody's looking. A diva don't want to be on a team that's coming in last place. And I believe that he thought that he could get that with the Steelers. Steelers were a solid team. They'd won the Super Bowl the year before AB got there. Remember that? 2009. He was thinking, we're going to go back to glory. Black coach, great team, great quarterback. You know, we're going to win it again. And they didn't. AB now is getting old. Football wise, he's 31. 30 is a year reckoning. That's when you start reflecting on your life. And, you know, the women start saying, gosh, I still ain't had kids yet. The men are like, damn, I ain't won Super Bowls yet. You know, so you start reflecting, and, you know, maybe he pulls a hamstring or two or something and realizes he ain't as young as he used to be. And I believe he wanted to win a championship. So here's what I believe went down. I believe that he wanted to go to the Patriots. The Steelers did not want to trade him to the Patriots, right? Because the Steelers were in control of where he went in a trade. They wanted a first-round pick and a second-round pick, and still said, we want to give them to a conference rival. We're going to send this Negro across the country to play for Oakland, where we're not going to run into Oakland hardly at all. And they sent him to Oakland. He acted like he was happy about it. But then as soon as he got there, he started fucking up and cutting up. And pay attention now. You might think Antonio Brown ain't nothing but a screw-up. But here's the deal. Think about this. Antonio Brown was with the Steelers for years. And you never heard of any of this stuff going on when he was with the Steelers. You never saw. He was on social media flexing like everybody's on. LeBron's on social media, you know, talking smack every other day. But you never saw Antonio do things that disrupted his position on the team. Go look on Google and YouTube and look at, you know, just look at his highlights. His highlights are extraordinary. I mean, he's up there in terms of. He's the only other receiver I've seen that great is Randy Moss. I think Randy was a little bit better. Randy was like superhuman, but Antonio Brown's pretty close to that, especially when he's returning those punts and kickoffs and all that. So the fact that he hired a social media consultant to help him figure out how to, you know, rattle the Raiders and get them to release him, I think that was his plan all along. I think he just wanted freedom. That's what he was screaming for, is freedom. I'm willing to give up $15 million for freedom. Think about this. The Browns and the Seahawks also wanted Antonio Brown. You don't think they probably could have came up with more money than the Patriots? You don't think they outbidded the Patriots? He chose the Patriots because he said, shit, I'm Antonio Brown. I am a beautiful man. I am an extraordinary player. I want to show off my talents in a Super Bowl, not play for a team that hasn't made a playoff in 2 years and has only made the playoffs with one time in the last 16 years. So that's what it's all about. I think that's what's going on. Again, I don't know the Antonio Brown, but I'm putting the pieces together. And when I do the jigsaw puzzle, I'm like, okay, I get it. He just wanted to get fired. You know, all of us have done that. I don't know if anybody's ever had a job where you're like, okay, if they fire me, like, or better yet, if I quit, then it's not gonna work out for me. So I need to get them to fire me. Or we've been in a relationship where you wanted your woman to fire you because you really wanted to go and date somebody else. You know, like people do that shit all the time. It happens. It's life. It's life. So that's my breakdown on Antonio Brown. I think that also is a lesson for the Raiders in terms of realizing it's a lot like dating. You know, you don't want to date somebody that don't want to be with you, you know, and I think that the fact that they took the good money that they had, that they wanted to get a, you know, good wide receiver with, and they gave it to this guy who didn't even want to be there, and now they're stuck without the player that they wanted. Maybe they'll find somebody else, but I think it's probably very disappointing for them. So I feel bad for them because I don't know if they really saw this coming. I don't think anybody's ever done this before, at least not publicly, not openly. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a big problem for Belichick controlling Brown. Everybody's like, oh, this is the greatest challenge Belichick's ever had, is controlling Antonio Brown. How's he going to civilize this savage motherfucker, this savage black man? He's so out of control. Man, Mike Tomlin managed this brother for 7, 8 years until he didn't want to be there anymore. And then he couldn't manage him anymore. You ever had that happen in a relationship where you date somebody, everything's really good until it ain't good, and suddenly they're complaining about things that they never complained about? Like suddenly they hate the fact that when you cook the chicken, it doesn't taste as good as it does at Popeyes, or whatever. Like, and you're like, wait, but you've been eating, you love my chicken. You say the juice is sour. It used to be so sweet. So you're like, what's going on? Either it's me or it's you. It's going to be one or the other, right? Either it's me or it's you. So either you are less satisfied with me, or you have found something that you want that's better. So Antonio Brown, he don't want to date the Raiders. He don't want to be in a relationship with them. He wants to go date the Patriots because that's the beautiful woman on the block that has taken many, many men to a wonderful place. So I think that's what Antonio Brown is thinking. He wanted to date the Patriots. It's as basic as that. All right. So anyway, we're going to finish this conversation more on drboycetv.com at 5:30. I promise everybody I'll be over there. So if you want to come hang out with us over at drboycetv.com, feel free to do that. It's right there on YouTube, and we'll have a discussion. Hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. Also, don't forget that the All Black National Convention happens September 27th. I'll be speaking in Louisville, Kentucky about investing and everything else on September 14th. And then also I'll be doing a big event in New York on October 27th. So you can go to drboyceseminars.com if you want to be there, drboyceseminars.com if you want to meet in person. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're on the Black Financial Channel. I'd appreciate that very much. If you're on Twitter, please retweet. On Instagram, I don't know what you can do, but just thank you for the thumbs up. I love you guys. See you in a minute. Peace.